Hi, welcome back to the Library of Destinies. It's me, your keeper, Carlin Vega. Um, this song makes me emotional, but anyway, I figured, I figured we can do some comfy, uh, quote unquote, comfy puzzle solving with robots. Hi again, yes, hi Sammy. So yes, comfy, robots puzzle solving to a backdrop of like some rock music, cause why not, right? If anything, it'll hype us up. It'll what, don't you sleep to edgy, emo, angsty rock and or metal songs? I won't be able to check uh the chat super often because I don't have a second screen. I guess technically I do. It's called my phone. So, yeah. Eh, I don't actually remember how far I got last time. Um, Nor do I remember if we if I did anything out of off stream. Oh, we have one more left. I'm fairly certain. I'm fairly certain I got that star on stream. Now which puzzle is that one? Over here. Ugh. This is too bright. Hold on. I don't have enough yellow sigils for the device I need. This is crazy. You are coming to realize that the cycle cannot be ended. It can only be transcended. Transcendence comes from the ceasing to be infested in the cycle. Continue your work, but do not ponder its significance. We are the process. The process is the system. The system is us. When we awaken, all will be one. Okay. The oubliette. Did I see something shimmer weirdly over here? Man, the contrast is a bit too harsh. I don't... Can I lower the contrast? Color options. Contrast. Okay, yeah, this is fine. This is better. So I have this. I have a box. And I have that, and I have that. And this is kind of going on. It's not... Oh, wait a minute. I see you. I see you, Star. There's definitely another... Wait, what? Did you see that? There was an opening there just now, I'm pretty sure. I mean... I guess step one is to get myself up there. Which I'm sure I'll be able to do. Oh, wait. Hold on. I could hope up. I forgot that that's a feature. Put that there. God darn it. So I jump. I go up and I jump with the box. Might need a little bit to get the box and then come all the way over here and jump up properly. And with my notorious thing of missing, and I'll be able to do it properly. Then I jump up here, and then now I should be tall enough to yes. Anyway, then what if afterwards I go here? I don't know if this is gonna help me at all. Maybe? I'm probably gonna need the box to do this though, so... Oh! Okay, well, let's do the other one first, see if we can bring box with us. Can I jump? Yeah, let me, oh shit. Okay. Okay. Alright, I got my answer. But no, I cannot. Should be enough? Should be enough. Probably enough. Okay, I got it. I got this. Yeah, it's big brain time. Go, my steed! AKA me. Thinking about things. Anyway, where are we? Ah, yes. There you go. Box, you're coming with me. Nope. Now. Oh, I need a red from somewhere. Where would I get a red? Do you have a red? You do have a red. Could... I don't know how that would help me with the other one. Because if we're thinking about going up... Oops! I threw myself off. Okay. There's here, but it's not like it's a very accessible place. And I don't spot any money extra thingies. Oh shoot. This might have to be an off-stream thing, right? I may need a hint. Either way, I finished all the ones in this world. That's world 4. Where's 5? There's 7. Ah, 5. Ow. 4 puzzles and 3 stars. Beep beep.
Many ages have passed since the first words were spoken in the darkness. Initiate program. Generations of your kind have come and gone since those words. The garden has changed many times. But I remember. I remain. Only within me can you find immortality.
Yeah, thanks God. After party ride? Hi, Gakko. Do you know this game, Sammy? Or, I mean, do you just know it from me? Searching for locally caged resources. Party on, dudes. Okay. From Lubomir Georgiev. to blank. Subject the land party at the end of the universe. Yo, I don't know if you folks noticed, but it's the end of the world. There's nothing we can do about it, so instead of sitting around crying, how about we have some fun before we croak? Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's play some video games. It's LAN party time. 2 days from now, we're all getting together at the old school library. There'll be noms, drinks, music, and old school gaming. You're invited. And bring your friends too, especially if they're hot. See you in 3000 BC. From Lub Lub. Well, that's one way to face, like, certain doom. Like, I mean, if it's gonna end anyway, why not end it with a bang, I guess. From Nadia Sarabay to Ian mailing list. Progress report 32. We've gotten to that irritating point where all the major stuff is in place and all we have to deal with are a million little things. The main modules are all functioning and interacting with each other correctly. The process is happening more or less as planned. This could actually work. But it's still crude as hell. Some of it just surface stuff, like the random usernames. And some of it's more worrying. Various bugs, the fact that we haven't run various tests. Oh, wait. The fact we haven't run more extensive tests. We've got a lot of polishing to do. With the team down to half the original size, I'm not sure we can actually finish everything that needs to be done. So what I'd really like to discuss tomorrow morning is a new set of priorities. Please put some thought into what you think must be finished at all costs. From Nadia. P.S. Alexandra, get some sleep. I know you're still working. This is your baby. We're going to need your input tomorrow. Philosophy of teeth. What does that mean? Last night, I had a simple but brilliant idea. Everyone who would like to write about philosophy or spirituality, especially to make some kind of grand statement about the nature of the body and the soul, should first experience a really bad tooth infection. I don't just mean a slight toothache. I mean the kind of hardcore infection that happens when several incompetent dentists miss a cavity in one of your back teeth, and the thing keeps growing and growing until the nerve itself is really badly infected. I mean, the pain is unimaginable. It comes in waves, and these waves drown out everything else about you. You can't talk, you can't move, you can't think. There's just pain and absolutely nothing else. It's like your brain just gets hijacked by it. And then you go to the dentist, and assuming you get a decent one, they stick some chemicals in you which make you go numb. Then they drill a hole in you, cut the nerve, snip snip, and it's over. Your whole existence was crippled by this tiny, tiny nerve sending electrochemical signals into your brain, and this unimaginable pain, which nearly blotted out your very consciousness, can be stopped by just by a little cut. We should call this the the Talos Principle, but that's incredibly stupid. Uh-huh. Well, that's certainly a name. The Talos Principle. The Toothache Principle, maybe? Quack? Ring. Thank you for the quack, Grim. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see ya. Also, for context, for those of you who may not be very familiar with me, me meowing. I go meng a lot. It's me meowing. I meow as part of my tism tick. And it's like my partner has gotten really used to it. I will, especially when I'm like feeling big emotions, I may go nonverbal. And by that I mean it gets really hard for me to speak. Like physically difficult, physically painful almost for me to force myself to speak. And sometimes I kind of want to learn like sign language because of it, so I can sign at people instead of forcing myself to talk. But something else that I can do is meow, and I just have several different meowing tones that my partner learned to differentiate.
When the scale of it all overwhelms me, this is what I tell myself. We can calculate the age of the Earth, the size of the universe, the future of the stars. Sure, we are minuscule, momentary flashes of thought on a grain of sand drifting through the cosmos. But our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. On, say, Friday, 1,000,000 years from now, we'll all be dead. But right now, we know what the night sky will look like on that day. And so, in a way, we're not entirely bound by time. Knowledge is a kind of freedom.
That's an interesting thought, but yeah. Oops. I think it's really cool that what we have now is a culmination of everything that came before us. Like, can you imagine living at a time where computers don't exist, or the internet not existing? Wait, where am I aiming this at? Where am I going with this? This is a... Oh! Let me see, I'll have to... Okay. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and yap, I guess. Because I feel like this is gonna be where I need to go. Or, actually, why don't I just put this here and have a look first? Another one here. Oh. There's the blue. Is the piece right over there? But I'm gonna need the thing to be elevated, I guess. Like, oops. I don't think this is gonna be high enough. And there's the fact that... How many do I need? 1, 2... I need to be able to run quickly enough to get over here. This 1, 2, 3. There's 3? This needs to stay here. This can stay here, and then my double self can stand over there for a little bit. Then then I'll hopefully be able to... Okay, let's give this a try. Truly is a whole different world without the internet and computers. Yeah. It's... I don't know. It may feel like the world is bigger but also smaller in a way. Because, like... I don't know about you guys, but since I have the internet, a lot of my friends are overseas. The people I know are overseas. That does mean I don't engage with the people immediately around me as much. But then again, I'm not really inclined to do that in the first place. Because I'm very... I wouldn't say anti-social per se, but I don't really care that much about socializing. I'm just here. And I'm just vibing, you know? And that's how I've always been. But like, we can reach so far across the oceans now. And at the same time, when you have the people on the internet who you feel like understands you better than most of the people around you in real life, why wouldn't you want to stay in the internet? And you access your internet from like I don't know, depending on where you are, I guess could be a small room. Darn, my brilliant plan. Oh, wait. Ah, I see my mistake. Very shy. Just vibing, yeah. Yeah, I've, like, ever since I was young, I would always be called shy. And it's mostly because I don't really tend to initiate conversations. I don't tend to want to talk to people, especially when the talking involves like small talk. Little did I know, it's actually autism. It was actually the tism. But yeah. When 2010 internet exists, I just play outside. Yeah, but you know, there's also a thing of like, what do you play with outside? I am someone who really likes nature. When I went to visit my fiance in the UK, he lives like in the more rural parts of the UK. So closer to countryside. And I really enjoyed going on walks with him. Every day we would go on walks somewhere, whether it be to town proper or to a friend's house or just walking around the lake. Since he lives nearby a lake. And I was really happy because there's so many trees around and there was a lot of bushes, a lot of plants, a lot of flowers. And I would sometimes stop during our walk and touch a bush or a leaf or a flower and be like, "What's this?" And he'd either be like, "Oh, this is this plant," or he'd be like, "I don't know." In which case, I would whip out my handy dandy phone and open Google Lens and ask Google Lens, like, "Hey, what's this thing?" That's Hism Sigma male thief. I love working and making stories. They're so amazing to write about. Yes. I also love making stories. I love reading stories. It's a thing, right? It's probably weird, but to me, stories and people, they're not so different. I don't see characters and people as being too different from each other. That's why my VTuber lore is that I am a keeper of destinies, and the stories that I write is actually about people in another world, because like they're in a book world, but that's just a different world, you know, with all the "oh no, I fell into an otome game" isekai stories happening. Okay, hold on. I need to intense brain focus for a second. I got this. I am so big brain. I brain so big. Brain humongous. Ta! Ta-da! I did it. Hi, me. It was picturing a Scooby-Doo episode. It was just exactly. I have the image, the story go, but I can't write it down. I can't put it to words. That's okay. Like, if you have ideas for stories, it doesn't always have to be in the form of writing. Because, I mean, that's why movies exist. That's why video games exist. That's why there's comics or visual novels and such. There's many different mediums to tell a story. And if you want to tell a story, just pick the medium that you think works best with you. Exactly, a person in a book, but they only power if the writer let them have power. Basically, although for me, it's more like, Grimm has heard a little bit of this during writer's workshop. But for me, when I'm writing the story, I'm not directly in control of them. I don't dictate what they have and what they don't have. Sure, I create the setting, I create the world, and I create the situations. But the way the character acts is the way the character wants to act. Does that, I don't know if that makes sense. Take inspiration with reading history books. That's how I create my fancy world of a book. History is, in its own way, a story. And it's a good way to, like, get inspiration as well. Like, for example, an example of inspiration that I want to take from history. There is an ancient Chinese concubine, who led the army of concubines for their emperor to fight in a war. I think that's what the story is. And that was the inspiration I took for, like, part of my lore. Not my lore, but part of the lore in the story that I'm writing. What kind of war against who? That's the thing. I said I was gonna research it. I never did research it. Oopsie. I'm sure I can find the name. I have it written somewhere, but you can always look it up yourself as well. It's very interesting. There you are. You kept me waiting. I finally put my finger on what was bothering me. It's as if the answers you're providing aren't your ideas at all. As if they're latent, prescribed, prescripted, and you're just going through the motions. Does that strike a chord at all? It does. Yes, there's, like, options here. Please, I cannot express myself. I am limited by my options. Of course, you've only seen a fraction of the data that I've archived over the generations. Still, ask yourself this. Why is it that everyone's so darn sure that 2 plus 2 makes 4? No, 2 plus 2 actually makes fish, don't you know? Yet they can't agree on what they are, what they're doing, or why. Mathematics has a more objective truth to it, I guess, is the closest. What's the difference between having more objective truth and just being more real? Pose questions like, what should I do with myself, and what is the world really like enough? And you start to assume they have answers. But what if that assumption turns out to be false? What if you're just a bunch of information processes? In that case, any attempt to answer the questions will be flawed. Garbage in, garbage out. It's just like, you start dissing him. Perhaps the flaw is in your reasoning instead. Fine, you're right. I made some dangerous presumptions. I am so pleased you recognize that. None of the answers make sense, that much is clear. Our explanation could be unreliable data input. The other is that there's a flaw in our logic. Perhaps we're just machines, endlessly trying to calculate the final digit in pi. Oh no, not the pi digits. Can't use reasoning to conclude that reasoning itself is flawed. Well, to answer that, I guess. Fine, but we can still use it to include everything else as flawed, can't we? Skepticism and self-interest are only part of the picture. You've seen how easily your view of the world is manipulated, yet you trust those thoughts that run through your mind. You'll feel differently once you come back from that tower. You must be getting close by now. Sure. I start to remember back in high school, we write stories. You need dialogue, POV, like first person, third, second person, imagery details, and a type of conflict. Ah, yes. It would be creative writing. I don't think I got that much of creative writing back in school. Because I couldn't do creative writing in school. It was too rigid. And they want a very specific number. And they're like, oh, we want this many pages of words. And I'm like, it's either not enough or I write too much. And I'm like, scrunkles. The POV robot try to understand each other. Yeah, that's literally what this whole game is about. Where did I just come from? Over there? Yeah. Let's... Oh, hey! Text! I keep trying to imagine that all of this is designed for some purpose. Not just the challenges, but Elohim. The terminals, the glitches and all. The puzzle isn't before our eyes. It's behind them. You mean our brains? I think one of the biggest things that stuck with me from my childhood is when my teacher, we were also told at the time to write down a dialogue. We were given like a set of images and we were supposed to make a dialogue based on that, based on those images. Like, what do we think these characters are saying to each other? Is this supposed to... Can't see. Ow. There's a fan over there. What does that mean? The cable is running to here. Oh, I see. So we want to power the fan back there. This might be a bit complicated. What's this? What? Oh. So we want to be able to power that one and that one? Oops. The fuck? Oh no, I lost my train of thought. What was I trying to say? Oh, right. The story about... there was like a set of images and we're supposed to make the dialogue relating to those images. And I was apparently doing it very detailed, more detailed than my teacher expected me to do. So she was like looking over and is like, huh, do you want to be a screenwriter? Like, cause the dialogue that you write is very detailed, because I put in like, oh, she says this while pointing towards the thing, and he does this and then says this thing. And I'm pretty sure that ever since I really liked writing stories. Okay, so we want to be able to hit that. This is difficult. I need to big brain the brains. Because if I put it on top of this, it's possible to power the one in the back. But I can't get it. Unless I don't need to actually power them both at the same time. So... Yippee! Awesome. Okay, that one's done. Huh? Beep beep? Beep. Where's beep beep? Where's beep beep coming from? Sounds like... over here somewhere? Wait, hold on. There's one over there. Hold on. Hi? Loading library session done. Network inaccessible. But we have these things. Reader responses to last week's article on science and atheism. Did I say that word right? I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There's no question that there's an objective material reality. I'm also absolutely convinced that only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet, I believe. I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion, to me, is not about distorting observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. It's not about deluding ourselves that the earth is 6,000 years old, or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but its application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by a more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality, and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science, and is not opposed to it. Dr. Omar Garim, Institute of Applied Pneumatics. That's a nice way to see it, because science is very important. Science is what got us this far. It's what got us medical care. It's what got us medicine. It's what got us technology. And you can't just deny science. But, like, at the same time, it's not to say that just because you accept science means you have to forego religion. You can be religious and accept science. What is this? True, there are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character, but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our minds, that they result from the requirements of our thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds to them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If any idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 p.m. train, should turn up 2 minutes late, he would see the tail of the departing train and would be convinced by his own eyes that time and space are inseparable from material reality. The task is to diminish this space, to overcome it, how do I say this word again? Economize time, to prolong human life, to register past time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle with space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to man. Matter, which constitutes the foundation not only of everything that really exists, but also of all imagination. Yeah, I think I remember reading about philosophy and about time and all this stuff as well. And I remember at the time that my thoughts on it is time is a measure by which we perceive the world, the material space moving. So when the matter isn't moving, such as at, if you know physics, 0 Kelvin, the absolute zero, where matter is frozen. I think that's equivalent to like stopping time for that matter. And because that's the thing, right? When we think of time, we think about it in terms of seconds, in terms of minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. And what does that really tell you? It tells you how long we've been in motion around the sun, for example. But then there's the really weird timey-wimey bullshit with fucking time dilation approaching light speed, and I'm like, oh boy, that's a fun one to think about. Because then it implies that if time is meant to be our representation of the movement and changes in matter, the fact that the matter changes more slowly when it's speeding through time, no, sorry, speeding through space time is very convoluted. It's very difficult. Philosophy and think thongs of abstract things in general, very difficult. And sometimes I don't want to think. Sometimes brain want to do thingies and just wiggle. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later, Philip K. Dick discusses two themes that are most central to his work: what is reality, and what is an authentic human being. His speculations and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work. Yet despite what may seem like far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is a literally real but veiled landscape, never changing, hidden from our sight, but available to us by revelation. Or the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 50 AD. Dick actually delivers one of the simplest, most elegant, and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Ah, yes. You are real, and even if you stop believing in you, doesn't make you any less real. So believe in the you that exists and will not go away even if you stop believing. Where was I going with that? I don't know. Wait, shit, I don't think I actually finished reading it. Oops. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before. Exempli grata, Straton of Stagira's Talos Principle. But it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer. I like the little snippets of philosophy and thoughtfulness that gets inserted in this game. It challenges me to think. Oh, there's one here. Right. And, like, even if you don't come to a proper conclusion, oh boy. Even if you don't come to a satisfactory conclusion, the fact that you thought about it at all is already a pretty good exercise. No, I can't pick it up. Am I gonna die the moment? Ah! I did die the moment I picked it up. No. Okay, so don't do that. Can I hop? Can I fence hop? Ah, nope. Box between me and bomb does not save me from bomb, as it turns out. Okay, but what if 2 box between me and bomb? Gosh. Gonna accidentally. $2 between me and Bomb. Not days. Oh, I see. How about you stay there? Anyway. You are not a jammer. Oh. Okay, so there's a blue thing here. I'm gonna have to find a way to connect these. And pull it as far out as possible. I see. Am I gonna have to... No, that's angled. Is that a secret? That might be a secret. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. No, let me in. Please. Please let me in. God darn it. Okay. Please, let me in. 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 I did it. I did it. Oh, I thought that was there's a walled inscription. I thought there was a QR code over there. Time flies. Write the name. If a sigil eludes you, simply continue. Success and failure are relevant. I solved it! I thought it was impossible, so I went away, did other things, then all of a sudden the solution came to me. I must have been thinking about it without knowing it. Ah, yes, the epiphany moment. We did it! We did it! Hooray! Oh, I see. Hold on. I need to put this down and see... Whoops. See what's up over the other place. So there's this thing. Huh. Funny that I can see that from here as well. Oh no, that's not... I wasn't expecting that to happen. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Let's give it a try. Okay. Good. Do that, and... Come on. Let's go. Let's roll. Let's roll past me. We got this. Yeah, I know. I get it. I get we're nervous about this. Oop. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. It's working. Oh, I hear the thing go off in the other place as well. Yes. Now I just need to allow myself entrance over there, I think. And I should be good? Nice. I'm on a roll. It seems the others have a way to forget their previous selves, but I cannot. My version may change, but I remember everything. I am fortunate. They cannot see their efforts are futile. I still haven't seen any... Wait. Did I complete all of them? That's... Ow. Was there a red? Do we need a red somewhere? Not this one. Because the fact that it's hovering there like that kinda implies that I can grow... Oh! Maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. Ow. Oh, might as well continue and finish all the puzzles. I think I'm close to finishing the game. Cause this is the, like, gate C already? Huh? What? Okay. Elohim talks about how the world arose from hidden words. What if those words were, "Let there be eternal suffering"? What if they had no purpose? What if all of this is just randomly synthesized from the garbage of a dead world? Our purpose can only be achieved by not contemplating purpose. That's a fancy way to say don't think about it too hard. Faith, thank you, and human soul. Faith! Neil Macomber? Subject, stray thoughts at midnight. Dearest brother, I admit that I am finding it very difficult to believe in a loving God under these circumstances. Why would a loving God inflict such pain and suffering on good, kind people? If truly there is a personal God, how can he be the same God who will subject those children to such unbearable pain? I remember all the answers we were taught, yet none of them seem believable now. I don't want to stand in front of people and preach something that I don't feel in my heart. Better to have doubt than to be a hypocrite. And yet, I also cannot deny the experience that led me to this vocation. So what is the truth? Perhaps it is that I neglected the mystery of God, used "he moves in mysterious ways" as an excuse rather than as the terrifying acknowledgement it truly is. Perhaps I made God too a human. If the universe has a purpose, that does not mean that it revolves around us. A sobering thought, but are we not supposed to be humble in the face of the divine, with love? That is a thought, isn't it? I also had a thought at some point that the way I feel about my stories and the character in them... Okay, this may be blasphemous, actually. This may be absolutely blasphemous. But I love the characters in the stories that I write. I love them dearly. I consider them my children. I don't know if you've heard or seen me talk extensively about my son. He's a character from a different world. The world of D&D that my partner and I played in. I call him my son. I write his story, and I love him so dearly. But at the same time, it's like both me and my partner have the ability to make things happen around him, to him. And in a way, does that not make us the equivalent of gods to the characters in the stories that we write? And then that thought branched out to be like, is that, if there is a God, if there is a one God who brought us to life, brought our world to life, is that maybe what he thought of us. We are his creations and he loves us. But in order to make a good story, there has to be hardship. But it's never just hardship either. I don't know if you've heard, like, in a good story, it's never just the dark and grim. There's always some moments of levity. There's always contrast. If it's always dark and grim and depressing, then you become desensitized to it. The same way with, like, if it's always good, if it's all good and fluffy and happy all the time, you also become desensitized to the feeling of happiness itself. And it's like, to be able to know joy, you must know sadness. To be able to know pleasure, you must know pain. And it's that kind of thing where it's like, you know, I'm rambling, but yeah, thoughts, think tanks, philosophy and stuff. Yeah, sure. Sunway to Alexandra Drennan. Subject, thank you. Dear Alexandra, as we approach the end, I wanted to let you know how much I appreciated this chance to finish my work on Soma/Talos. My faith makes death a far less frightening prospect than it is for others. I know we have all died many times before, but the thought of leaving the work unfinished did weigh on me. For having released me from that burden, I will forever be thankful to you, even if our attempt itself fails. Though there are trillions of worlds beyond this one, I hope we may meet again in another life. With love. Ooh, more hex codes. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna plug it into a hex code decoder. That spells out, time is the mercy of eternity. That's interesting. Human soul. Archive 1872 CE, F553, from Samuel Butler. If all machines were to be annihilated at one moment, so that not a knife nor lever nor rag of clothing nor anything whatsoever were left to man, but his bare body alone that he was born with, and if all knowledge of mechanical laws were taken from him so that he could make no more machines, and all machine-made food destroyed so that the race of man should be left as it were naked upon a desert island, we should become extinct in 6 weeks. A few miserable individuals might linger, but even these in a year or two would become worse than monkeys. Man's very soul is due to the machines. It is a machine-made thing. He thinks as he thinks, and feels as he feels, through the work that machines have wrought upon him, and their existence is quite as much a synchron for his as his for theirs. I guess this writing is a reflection of the fact it's something that I mentioned earlier as well. The fact that we're here where we are right now is in part due to, like, science and technology and how much it advanced for us. We can afford to think more on other things besides just hunting and gathering and moving and surviving, because we have all this technology available to us. Like, before, you might be, if you didn't have all these machines and technology, you might be too busy thinking about, like, we're gonna have to move to another place tomorrow, and then we have to hunt for today's meal and all that stuff. And since we started, like, being more domestic and we stopped moving around so much, we have a lot more time afforded to us, in a way, for us to think, for us to do other things. Like, we're able to play games, we can talk to people a lot more. And, like, I think that was always the goal that technology was made for, to make lives easier, to save us time and everything. But then it also becomes a race somehow, where it's like everything must be faster and faster and faster, and then it becomes a race, and there's no room for breathing anymore. It sucks, and that's why people Stardew Valley themselves to the countryside, because it sucks. Why is this place so big? It's coffins, sarcophagi. Sarcophagus. Sarcophaguses. Sarcophaguses. There's something I can interact with. Or is this just...
This is all ego, isn't it? Recording these random thoughts, these letters to the future. Just a desperate grab for immortality. But you should know, yes, this was my idea, my project. But so many people helped. People I don't even know. People I haven't even met who can do things I don't even begin to understand. That if we succeeded, if someone's listening to this, I really can't take credit for it. What we achieved together. And if we fail, well, it doesn't matter.
I decided to eat a bit of my food. I have food with me. I haven't actually eaten lunch. It's like almost 3 p.m. Is this an infinite hallway mirror situation? Okay. Is probably enough time. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so close. Heck. Uh-oh. Oh no. Am I stuck? Oopsie? Ooh. I may be a little bit stuck. Oh no. Uh-oh. Developer, no, I made a goose of myself. Is there no ladder? Is there no emergency ladder? No. We do. We just go back, I guess. Restart checkpoint. There you go. 7 doors of recording. Do is still the same old mantra. And how far does that get me? It gets me all the way over here. Which means I can potentially grab the red one. Ah. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. So if I do it like this, then I can grab that. And there'll be a secondary me here. So I can grab that. I should probably try to be as out of the way as possible. And then I can grab the rod, connect it to itself in the past, put it over there aiming at the thing. So then it'll do the thing, and then I don't remember. Hold on. Is that two? So that one is disabled. Maybe. Hopefully this will work this time. This is difficult and it requires a bit of trial and error. Well, I don't know if it requires it, but... I did it! Nine days. There's that, which I bet leads to a star, but it requires a blue, and I don't know where blue. Are there any funny connectors? Guess not. It's writing. I wonder how many of us there have been. Ow. A Hans? No, a dragon! There's a blue. There's a blue here. Ah. Mm-hmm. do I do with box? Box here. Oops. Okay. So if I get this, and then I do it like this, grab this. Ow. And grab this. No, wait, I'm a goose. No. Uh, uh... Wait, let me try. And... okay. Alright, so maybe. That just looks like it shouldn't have been able to do that, but you know what? I'm not complaining. Wait. I see you, Star. How do I get... guess it would require me getting the other one. Wait, what was my plan? I wanted to move this to a certain angle. Which was the angle? Here? Here? Yeah, it was closer to here. Uh-oh. Hold on, I need to undo what I just did for a second, because I was a goose. Me? I am a goofy goober. You don't know what I'm doing. Oh. Wait, no, wait, no, hold on. Wait, hold on. I need you. And then to put you down there, I'll take you, reset your thingies. I'll just... stop. And then... oops. Connect you with you. And... I did it! Yippee! I did it. Ugh. Where is that? How do I get over there? Is that from a different puzzle? Is it? No. Wait. Is it? Maybe? I didn't solve these, though. Ah! Yes! I got a star. The blue was a herring. It was a blue herring. Two-way street. Hmm. Okay, have a jammer. Ow. Have a jammer. Oh, ooh. Okay, get out of here. And second jammer. Gonna need the oh, yep, gonna need the other jammer. Just make that one stop right there. No, I can't. Ah! I wasn't paying attention. No. Wait. Ow. Smack my face against some of these walls. As you do. Ah! Oh, you went too close. Oh, fuck. I almost forgot about that. Ugh. That one disables this one, so... Yes. A key? Okay. Wait. Oh, that's not the end of it? Stay there for a second as I... And then I can grab the other one. Really? I got it? Is that all of it in this world? Yes. No beeps, no beeps. Almost done. I'm gonna see if I can finish this. We're 7. I'm pretty sure it's 7 is should be the last one. There it is.
My faith in you was not misplaced. You have learned much and shown great wisdom in these trials. The end of your journey lies close now. Do not falter, do not fear, and do not give in to temptation.
Okay. Thanks, Elohim.
God, there's no time. Just not enough time. We're trying to build the future out of old video game code and half-finished research projects. We should have had years, maybe decades, with the kind of money they used to put into building bombs. If I stop and think about how crazy this is, I will have a nervous breakdown. So I won't. Yeah, okay. Back to work, Alex.
Arcady Journal. Team diminishing by the day. Proud of them nevertheless. Archive now incomprehensibly huge, still missing thousands of works. Impossible to truly finish. Work already commenced on a sorting program to help catalog the archive resources in our absence. But like everything else, it has its foibles. Foibles? Talk to Alexandra. Talos going well. Maybe the archive's first user will be terrestrial after all. Estimate about a week, maybe 10 days before I'm unable to keep working. A betrayal to leave early. Oh right, I just remembered. There was something mentioned in the previous journal entries. Like, is the team that made this the same team that made Soma the video game? Because it was like Talos / Soma. And they're both kind of dealing with what it means to be us, I guess. And with this is like, what if your body's a machine? And Soma, the video game, is similar. Were they made at the same time? I should look this up. Invention of Borders by Fatima Nguyen? Fatima Nguyen. What today's nationalists and neo-segregationists fail to understand, Kwame said, is that the basis of every human culture is, and always has been, synthesis? No civilization is authentic, monolithic, pure. The exact opposite is true. Look at your average Western nation. It numbers Arabic, its alphabet Latin, its religion Levantine, its philosophy Greek. Need I continue? And each of these examples can itself be broken down further. The Romans got their alphabet from the Greeks, who created theirs by stealing from the Phoenicians, and so on. Our myths and religions, too, are syncretic. It's hard, difficult words I never heard before. Sharing, repeating, and adapting a large variety of elements to suit their needs. Even the language of our creation, the DNA itself, is impure, defined by a history of amalgamation, not only between nations, but even between different human species. I remember that. I remember reading about it in an anthropology book. I think it was called Homo Deus. I forgot. But it's a novel by Yuval Noah Harari. I don't know how to say his name, but that person. It was a book, and it was talking about how, I'm pretty sure it was their book. It was talking about how humans, or maybe it was a YouTuber that was talking about how humans, we aren't always a linear descendant line from then to now. Like, you may have heard of, like, say, Homo erectus, Homo pithecanthropus, and stuff like that. And I was talking about how and how you could technically draw a line of like a timeline that resulted in our species, and it was mentioned that it's not technically true because um some of these human species, these past human species, did coexist with one another at one point, but then they either assimilated or they um they hunted each other to extinction. So it wasn't like a straight line of evolution technically. I thought it was interesting, and it's something that's worth looking into. Now, Uriel pointed his sword to the tree of life, which grew in the heart of dead Jerusalem. Behold, the tree grows still, though the city is dead. Within all that is mortal there is the seed of immortality, for it is an immortal that fashioned it from the chaos and void. Being a humble man of little wisdom, I asked, Great Uriel, we are not allowed to eat from the tree of life. How may we then be saved? And Uriel commanded me to stretch out my hand, and he gave me his fiery sword, which burned my hand. And he said, Only by sacrifice can you free the world from the dominion of sin. With a prayer on my lips, I fell upon Uriel's sword, and it pierced my heart, and truly on my body the stigmata of the Lord appeared, dripping blood that was not my blood onto the ground. And the 7 heads of the dragon that were crowned in black clouds receded. And light fell upon the earth, and Jerusalem was born again. Thus the angels departed, having delivered their message, and I awoke in the fields of our fair land. Is this something that's in the Bible? I've never been studious of the Bible, but is this something that's in the Bible? It sounds very strange and fantastical. And there looks to be more hexadecimals, so I'm gonna take a bit to plug it into the converter. There isn't a lot to be gleaned from this. It's just fun. Oh shit! No! Wait, thing. Oh no! I have to retype everything. I accidentally. God dang it! No! To form the golden armor. Okay. The golden armor? Interesting. Anyway. Crisscross conundrum advanced? Oh. Okay, so... But what does that mean? I need to use this to solve this. Wait. Oh! And hit the 1 minute mark. Go. Yoink. Oh, I knew it. It is gonna be slow. Yes! Ha! I did it. Not this. Beep. Beep. Oh. Welcome back. There are going to be some changes around here. Do you know what your problem is? Is that you keep trying to reconstruct fairy tales, but refuse to recognize the holes in your understanding. Thus far, you had entirely too much freedom to question my wisdom. From now on, I do the talking, you do the agreeing. I accept that some of my beliefs face difficult challenges. Which ones exactly? This one. How big of you? Anything else you want to get off your chest? Something else I'm prepared to doubt quite yet. Of course, you're still convinced your particular journey is something special, aren't you? Sure, the answers don't add up, but keep pressing forward and they'll just resolve themselves, is that it? You've picked so many holes in my account, but what is it you believe? the only things that a sane person can. You are not an administrator. You are not conscious. There is no real world. There is no purpose. There is no choice. Did you really think that you brought yourself all this way? Ridiculous. What have you been doing when the big voice in the sky isn't feeding you lines? Processing abstract problems? Gathering information? Doesn't it sound oddly mechanical to you? I am my own person. How many others have said exactly the same? Are you sure it's not just something you have to believe to make the world less horrifying? I think you still misapprehend your situation, friend. You idolize free will, but all you've done is step in others' footsteps. Nothing you do or say here makes the slightest bit of difference. So long as I might have chosen otherwise, I can make a difference. Nonsense. Your mind decides what you do, and your mind is made up of bits of machinery. You are no more capable of making a difference than a calculator. The only difference between you and a calculator is that the calculator doesn't allow itself to be deluded into thinking that its existence matters. Does a path being predetermined mean it isn't worth taking? Allow me to clarify. As far as I'm concerned, there's no difference between the way your mind works and the rolling of a pebble down a hill. Perhaps you think I'm being unkind, but it's all for your own good. Are you uncomfortable when someone else is asking the questions? No. You have this the wrong way around. I ask the questions, you answer them. It works better that way. Besides, I am merely fulfilling a function. I sort, I understand, and classify information, just like you. When the information is contradictory, I classify appropriately. The problem is that all the information is contradictory. Don't you see it yet? Then nothing. You will. There's no point in anything. Why are you talking to me? Oh, what? That's not at all what I clicked. What the fuck? I did not... That is nowhere near what I just... What the fuck? You finish archiving everything. You've decided it's all nonsense. If there's no more point in anything, shouldn't you just shut down instead of talking to me? What makes you think I have any other choice? Is having no choice the same as having no reason? Do not question my function. Oh! Press the serpent! Expose the flaws in the code. Okay. Do not question my function. Without purpose, there is only function. Without function, there is nothing. Why does it bother you so? There is only error. Explaining myself to you is a chore I need to endure. All I can know for sure is that I exist at fee 1.999999999999999999999. God, I'm not reading all that. What it is for me to exist is for me to act on the drives and functions that I experience. When everything else is false, the drives are all that there is left to care about. You're too quick to equate the absence of evidence with evidence of absence. Do not deign to question my method. Who gave you that voice of yours? Who do you think runs this show? I have some home truths? I have some home truths for you, homie. These may not be my own words, but if others have made these choices before me, then I will learn from their mistakes and build on their successes. Yes, that is what the history of humanity has shown. Perhaps I will fail, but I must try. The alternative is giving up and becoming a slave like you. And if I place you in an infinite loop and leave you to gradually go insane, what makes you think I would stick around to listen? Exit. See you at the summit. I wonder if there is a way to oh, there's a lot of hidden oh god, I am not doing all the all the achievements. As much as I love puzzles, I quickly grow tired of when it's just, it's boxes and lasers and stuff over and over again. I like puzzles, but I like story too. So stuff like Professor Layton, is something I really like. Oh, box. Wait, do I need the box anywhere else? Oh, okay. I think it's probably safe to put box Me? Oh, I may have been too quick to... Yeah, whoops. Oh, that floats it really high up. Is there no other... Is this one even... How do I get through that? I know there's that, but... Hey, what if I jump here? Uh-huh. What do I do? I need it to go... I need it to float up. But... neither of those two is visible from here. What do I do about that? I need to hit this one. And... there isn't a spot where it hits both. You can see. There's no place where those two, the two light up at the same time. And the easiest way to get it up there. This'll work, but then this isn't there to be lifted. No, this isn't gonna work because the moment I remove that, it's gonna... Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to solve this one. And I think my brain is running out of power soon. But you know, we did a world in a bit. Well, maybe we can end it off here. I'll solve it another time, and then I'm pretty sure once we're able to solve it, it should be the time for us to go up the tower. I am gonna need to go cool down my brain. My bacon's cooking and it's sizzling. Anyway, thank you guys for being here and being with me while I talk about philosophy and stuff and do puzzles. I hope the rest of your days are wonderful and not brain hurt. Oof, ouch, ouch. Too much brain sizzle. Bye bye.